Good evening, everyone. Just going to wait and see if anybody pops into the chat. As soon as I figure out how to actually set up a time where you can get reminders, I will get that done. But that's part of the problem for me right now. But I do welcome anyone to the stream. Hello, Mickey Sightings. Hello, Mike Wheeler. Thank you for joining. Just getting set up. Tonight will be, I have been tagged by Lena at, hello Lisa, and Lena and the Duke Family Chronicles and Kenzie Days. I do welcome everyone to the chat tonight. I was tagged by Paper, Scissors, Vacations, Oh My for a Halloween tag, and since Halloween is in 2 days, I will go ahead and do that one. And then I will list my top 5 favorite candies, and then I will share a favorite candy that is local, that was actually made local, but it's a little bit different now, but I will discuss that also. So I do welcome everyone to the channel. Please remember to hit the like button. That is much appreciated. Also, if you're new to the channel, I do appreciate that you would subscribe. That does help out everything. And if you're watching the replay, please make sure you do those things. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment. That way I know that you visited the channel. Tonight, since we're doing Halloween, we'll talk about Halloween, and I will go over the top 15 questions. And I have some other ideas that I'll be doing, maybe in between, before Thanksgiving and stuff. I will talk about my Zimbabwe trip that I had taken a few years back, and I have to try out to see if I could actually show the picture somehow in the photo book that I had made, because otherwise I have like a million pictures on camera, and it's too hard to really show those, because the only ones I ever got printed out was I had made 2 books, and you can see a little bit about that. But it looks like I will go ahead and start with it, but it was a 15-question Halloween YouTube tag, and I was tagged by Lena of Paper, Scissors, Vacations, Oh My. And I'll go ahead and the first question. What was your favorite Halloween costume you wore? One year I was actually a werewolf. It was kind of I think that's probably one of my favorites that I remember. And when I was a kid, one of the shopping centers used to have a Halloween parade and contest, and I dressed up as that werewolf. It was like a fuzzy kind of mask, and you had fuzzy hands, and then it was one of those one-piece type of costumes where you bought in a box. I don't know how old some of you are, but years and years ago when I was a kid, you go to the store and they have them on display, and then you find the box that had the plastic mask and the little plastic costumes, or sometimes they were cloth costumes. It just depended on whatever. And this one was a werewolf one, and I had werewolf hands and everything like that, and I ended up winning my age group for the contest that they had during the parade. So that was always fun. Hello, This Our Dreams. Thank you for joining. Mickey Sightings. Thank you for joining. I don't know if I caught you earlier. My second question is, until what age did you trick or treat till? I would say that I was probably my senior year in high school. I have younger siblings, so I would go with them. And I'm actually a shorter person. I'm about 5 feet, pretty close to 5 feet, but not there. So even nowadays, if I really wanted to get into like some type of mask type of thing, I would blend in with the kids that are out there, or different kids, because there are 8-year-olds and 6-year-olds that are taller than me. So I'm right at under 5 feet there. So that, but I had younger siblings, and we would go around the neighborhoods and stuff, but we always were dressed up. Hello, Legos for Life. Thank you for joining. Mr. MSL, thank you for joining. This is a 15 question Halloween tag that I'm doing, and I'm talking about Halloween. If you want to talk about like your favorite costumes, that was the thing, or what age you guys all went trick or treating to, and that was it's always nice to get feedback from the different people in the audience. So thank you all for joining. What is my favorite Halloween candy? I'm going to say peanut butter cups, Reese's peanut butter cups. So I always liked peanut butter cups, so that's always one of my favorites. It is very popular around here. I know as a kid I'd have a ton of those, and there's other things, but I'll give my top 5 candy choices after I'm done with the tag there. Hello, Pam's fam. Thank you for joining. What is your favorite Halloween song? I lost track of. I want to say Monster Mash is one of them, but the Purple People, or I'm sorry, yeah, the Purple People Eater. I know also sometimes if I get into the really Halloween decorating mood and it's not raining or anything, I actually have a Halloween kind of haunted mansion type of soundtrack type of thing that I will put outside, and I used to have the candelabras and stuff like that. So so that was the type of things. If as long as it's not raining, we kind of live halfway up a hill. It's not a steep hill, but if it's raining, it just depends because our neighborhood's kind of split because of the way it's set up. And sometimes we get a lot of kids. Other times we only get the older kids that feel like walking up the hill. It's not a steep hill, but we're about halfway up. And if it's raining, it just depends on how many people are actually out there trick-or-treating. And sometimes I'll sit out by my driveway, and that way it makes it easier so they don't have to. We don't walk up a hill, but there's like steps and then walkways so the kids don't have to go too far. Plus, a lot of times, a lot of the families do sit outside if it's nice right at the end of their driveways. So it's kind of like a party atmosphere type of thing. What is your favorite Halloween legend? I would say The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. That I love that movie. I actually have that cartoon, Ichabod Crane, and that. So that's one of my favorite Halloween legends. That would be really cool to go there. That'll be cool. And then you're right there by near there, Kenzie. The other thing is I'll say that there's a local legend where I live, and I'm not sure if This Our Dreams have ever heard of it, but they have a Green Man's Tunnel close by in an area called South Park, but it's more over towards like South Park and another area, and it's a tunnel area. There's an actual tunnel that cars will go through because that's where the roadway, but then sits up a little bit higher. There used to be like, I want to say like there's coal mines in that area and some other different things, but it's called Green Man's Tunnel, and a lot of people try to go out there and say, yeah, there's a guy out there that there's a tunnel, and it can be kind of spooky, especially it's down a dark road and stuff, and even during the daytime it's kind of spooky to do that. So it's really interesting. Have you ever gone to a bonfire? Yes, many of them. At summer camp, that was always a tradition, the first night around the bonfire and counselor ring, and then we always ended camp at the counselor ring, fire ring, at the bonfire ring. I was just at a bonfire and hayride with my youth group that I help be a youth advisor for, and we were invited to one of the families for my church, their home, and they have a fire pit and stuff like that, so we just had a bonfire there. Plus, we've gone to the same farm and and bought their bonfire package where they take you out to a bonfire area and you could roast marshmallows and everything like that. Okay, Mike. Hello, John P. Hazelton. Thank you for joining. Please, everyone, remember to hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Okay, Lisa, that's no problem. My next question is, have you ever watched a Supernatural Explorer shows? Yes, I have. Because there are some places around our area where I live in Western Pennsylvania that they have so-called haunted sightings. There's a place called Nemacolin Castle, which is about a half hour away from where I live, or maybe 45 minutes or so. And we would go there, and they've also done shows from there. The university I went to, they had a show that actually came there looking for a ghost that haunted the auditorium at the university. So they have various shows and different things like that. Yes, Kenzie, our high schools for homecoming would have massive bonfires, and they were super hot, and the fire department would come and actually set up the bonfire and put it out and make sure it's all out. And some of the schools in the area still do that these days with the bonfire. So yes, they're really fun. Thank you, Pam, for sharing that. So yes, there are a lot of supernatural things. I've watched the different shows. So, and it's kind of fun. I went to the Nemacolin Castle, and I also attend a church camp, summer camp type of thing. That's the French and Indian War actually took place in and among there, and being out in the woods and stuff, you can kind of scare yourself because they always tell different stories and stuff like that. So it's interesting. Would you spend the night in a haunted house? I think I would. I think just for the thrill of it, and to really see if something would, I don't know. I know I'm kind of weird in that sense, but part of me like, yeah, really gonna happen, or isn't it? I'm sure I would be on, you know, it would be kind of funny and nervous type of thing, but I think I would love to do it. One of the local radio stations every Halloween does that. They pick different radio people that can call in, and they say why they want to spend the evening with them at one of the, they actually go and find places or different people that will allow them to come to their location and spend the evening. And they actually bring some of these ghost hunter type people or supernatural type people with them to see if things happen. I'm always kind of skeptical about it because they'll tell you these different stories and stuff like that, but until I would actually experience, I don't know. Oh, wow. Lena, I hope you're okay there. What do you usually do on Halloween? These days, hello, Fall Army, or Fail Army. Thank you for joining. Now, these days, I like to hand out the candy to the kids. And so I pretty much, I'll hand out the candy, get that all set up as long as I'm not working in the evenings, which I don't do anymore. So I get home, have my dinner. It's usually takeout or something quick. I'll have myself set up, depending on if it's raining or not raining. I'll have the candy set up. I usually will have a Halloween show on, whether I will put in a DVD and do that, or if Hocus Pocus is on, or Charlie Brown might be on. Sometimes I'll watch a regular scary movie. So, oh wow, Mickey sightings, that's pretty cool. I know when I was in England a couple years ago, we were in where Shakespeare, the town, Stratford upon Avon, and the hotel that we stayed at actually had something about a haunted room there. None of us wanted to like go and find out, but we had read the signs and everything like that. So it's always fun about that. Let's see. So pretty much I'll watch a movie, and then after trick-or-treating's over, it's usually about 6 to 8 o'clock here, and then I will just finish out the evening watching a movie or something Halloweenish. I'll see, usually Hocus Pocus is on the last few years, so I'll watch that throughout the evening. And other types of things I like to do. I love the old Christopher Lee Count Dracula movies. Hello, Lisa. Thank you for joining back. I'm actually, like, vampires really kind of, I'm afraid of them, but I really enjoy the thrill of it. And some of those old-time scary movies like that, they scare you, and the way that Dracula would, like, stare at you and everything like that. So, what are you dressing up as this year for Halloween? I just did a Halloween event with my with our daycare area, and I dressed up as Harry Potter. I plan on wearing my Harry Potter part of the outfit to work, so that's what I'll end up doing. So I'll be dressing up as Harry Potter. Sometimes I really, it would be hard to wear that to work, but there's been times where I have done a vampire costume and everything like that. You'll be trick-or-treating, eating nachos, having cake and ice cream, because yes, it is your birthday. So happy birthday, early birthday, Pam's fam. I'm sure I'll see you in other streams and stuff, but I do wish you already happy birthday. But I'm going to do Harry Potter. This our dreams. Scaredy cat there. Okay. If you could choose from a pet like Sabrina the Witch, which would you pick? I think a dragon for me. I would love, it would be interesting to get one of those little dragons type of things and everything. Hello, Kevin. Thank you for joining. I am planning on coming down, but it won't be probably till the beginning of, right after Thanksgiving, beginning of December. So, I was hoping to come back down sooner, but it's just not going to work out that way because of other things going on in November. But shortly after Thanksgiving, I'll be down there. I do have a trip planned, and I do plan on coming down. So hopefully I'll get to meet you, but you'll probably be back in school by then. Because you're the only one out of the group that I haven't, that I haven't met. I got to meet Mitch and all of them too. Who is your favorite monster or villain? Count Dracula is my favorite. I do like the Universal monsters, the old-time Universal monsters, but Count Dracula is my favorite monster. The villains, I don't really have a super favorite one, so they're all kind of unique in their own ways and everything. Okay, Kevin, that'll be great. Yeah, Frankenstein's a really good one, too. Jason, yeah, he's pretty scary. I don't think I would want to meet him. In fact, like I said, I really like Count Dracula, but I know there's times I've walked in the woods, even in the daylight, and I'll scare myself because a lot of times when you're watching the old-time Dracula movies, that's where they're at, is walking through the woods, and it's kind of scary. Hello, Keystone 76. Thank you for joining. Stefan Stefan Nobles, thank you for joining. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you guys hit the like button. This is a family-friendly chat, so please keep it family-friendly. And I talk about Disney. I'm doing a 15-question Halloween tag that I was tagged for, and just finishing up. I have a couple more questions, and then I'll move on to my favorite candy, top 5 candy, and then it'll be general conversation and talk about some other things that I have planned to do. Tell us about a time when you were scared so bad. When I was a kid, my mom was volunteered as a camp nurse for a summer camp, and that's where the one night I went with the group. I was probably about 6 or 7 years old. I was probably 7 because I was allowed to go stay with the group in a cabin and everything like that. And they were doing an overnight up in these other little camping sites. And the one night we were there, and we don't know if there were other groups up there from the camp, other cabins that were there, and they were throwing rocks and stuff. But they also had a legend, because the camp was named after a gentleman named John Brashear, and they had talked about how his ghost would wander around the campground and everything like that. And so the one night somebody was throwing rocks at us and stuff, so then we moved down to one of the other little campsites where another cabin was, because we didn't know what was going on or whatever. But then, of course, when you're out in the darkness and everything, and you're like, okay, you had to, needed to get up to go to the restroom or something like that. And it was kind of scary, really scared, I don't want to go out there. There's a ghost wanderer around. I don't want to get grabbed or anything like that. Oh, wow. Grew up in a haunted house, and with a girl laying in a casket filled with live snakes. Oh, yeah, that would be pretty scary there. That would be pretty scary to have that happen. Yeah. There's probably been other incidences where I've been really scared. A lot of it has to do with like I say, we'd be at different summer camps, and of course there was always a storyline, or you're out in the woods type of thing, and you'd scare each other. I do go to the haunted houses. Sometimes, even when I was younger, we used to go. They used to have a lot more than what they have nowadays around my area, and we'd go to almost all of them. But I can remember at first kind of being scared and holding on. And now, when I take my niece and nephew, they're the ones that are pretty much choking me with their, because I'd be having my shirt or jacket, and they're hanging on to me. So that gets pretty scary. Oh, yeah, that could be pretty scary, Pam. Whenever that would happen. Wow, yeah. That would be pretty scary. The next question is, if you could wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would you be? That's pretty hard there. I guess I would like to be myself. I mean, obviously, that would be a great costume. But I don't know. I guess if I had to be someone, hopefully it was somebody that I am a giving person and different stuff like that. But it would be great to have somebody that was a millionaire or a billionaire type of thing, and be a philanthropist type of thing, costume type of stuff. So that would be really good there. So, but otherwise myself. So it's pretty hard. Okay, yes. I know a lot of people do not like the chainsaw parts when we're walking around different areas. I know I've never been, well, it's been a long time since I've gone, but the Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, they have an area with chainsaw people and people just run through. I know the one local haunted house here called 100 Acres Manor. You get to that part, and as a kid, I could see being scared because you don't know, is there a blade, and they're kind of coming up to you, and then you realize later on. But that can be scary. That's the one part that I don't. Thank you for joining Still Winter Nation. Yes, it's nice. My day has been going pretty good, so I do thank you. Hopefully you all had a good day today too. But yeah, I could see the chainsaw section being scary. I know this year I did not go to any of the haunted houses. I was going to go the one night with my two nieces and everything like that. I'd like to get, the one time I was just going to let my nephew and niece go in, and then I decided to get a ticket. I like going in, but I am also hesitant because I don't really like some of the parts of it, of just keep walking and stuff like that. But yeah, it can be scary in there, and there's some parts I don't like and other parts. And they also, the amusement park around here had Kennywood Fright Nights. I had thought about going to that and possibly filming around, but I ended up not going this year. So, but that usually was fun, but it gets a little crowded and crazy, and I still have to be careful being around a lot of people and then kind of going through some of the houses and things. So that's so I just decided not to go. But it's neat to walk around and their outside stuff and things like that. So the haunted houses. So that was pretty much it. And tell us how you are celebrating Halloween this year. That's the last question. Like I said, I will. I've already had a couple. Well, I won't have a party on Halloween because come home from work, get my stuff set up for handing out the trick-or-treats to the kids that come to the home. So that's pretty much it, and whatever we have for dinner. But I've had some other parties that I've been to, and other Halloween celebrations with some preschool kids and elementary school kids. So, and when my nephews and nieces were in school, I would go and watch them in their elementary school parades that they would have in their costumes and stuff. So that was something I used to do, but now they're all either out of school or they're not in a grade that does that anymore. So I'll pretty much hand out the candy and then watch TV, and then that'll be pretty much it. So it's nothing too exciting, but I have been at a party, and then, like I said, at preschool, elementary age, school type of thing. So that I do thank everyone. I'm not done yet, but I do thank everyone who has joined the stream, and we'll go on. And please remember to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. And make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure it is solid, because that way you'll know that I go live. Or that way, because there's a couple of different things there. And I think that's why some people aren't getting the notifications, but I'm not too sure. But make sure that notification bell is live. If you don't want to be notified all the time, at least please subscribe and hit the bell. That way, you know, and just leave it as the outline of the bell, but that way you'll still be there, but you won't get all the notifications all the time. Because I do videos. If you check out the channel, I do videos around Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania area. Also, when I'm at Disney World or Universal or anywhere in Orlando, I try to take pictures, do videos. Sometimes I go live. I haven't gone too much live when I was at Disney World, but when I was on certain things until I get the lay of the land. So that would be much appreciated. And check out a lot of the different things like this fall. There was the Great Pumpkin Festival. I know Dis Our Dreams had gone. I'd gone the next day, and I have a pumpkin drop video, and I'm going to be dropping a couple other Halloween things in the next day or two here before Halloween is wrapped up and we start the mode of, unfortunately, Christmas, and I know Thanksgiving is in there. We do a live tree, so we don't really get our tree until Thanksgiving since we do a live Christmas tree. But that's when a lot of our Christmas stuff starts. But in our area, they have light up night in the city of Pittsburgh, and that happens the Friday before Thanksgiving. So and then they start their Christmas German market, which I plan to go down and maybe go live depending on how everything goes, or at least videos, because I do have friends who are artists, and they have a booth there and everything. So I usually like to go and look around, and they have a lot of really neat stuff there. And plus, the city of Pittsburgh also does a not a live nativity set, but it's a life-size nativity, and it actually looks like it actually is an exact replica of the one that's in the Vatican, at Vatican City in Italy, Rome, Italy area. So I'll show you that. I do have an older video on channel, but this year I'm going to try to get down there earlier when you can see a lot of the effects of it and stuff. The next thing for me, I'll do my top 5 favorite candies that I like to receive for Halloween. Number 5 for me would be the Butterfingers. I like that chocolate and the peanut butter crispy type of thing. We used to have a candy bar in Pittsburgh called a Clark bar, which was pretty much like that, but it wasn't as deep yellow or orange type of thing like the Butterfinger, but it was almost the same type of thing in that sense. And I'll show you a candy bar that was made, but it's not the actual Clark bar, but it's something that's made by that has Clark bars in there. Number 4 for me is Hershey bars. So Hershey bars is my number 4 choice. Lay a finger on my Butterfinger, yes. In fact, I actually bought a bag of them, and I went to look in the bowl, and I think my dad might have gotten to it too. Hello, Anthony Manzano. Thank you for joining. I'm just giving my top 5 favorite candies that I like to eat, not only at Halloween, but I know during the Christmas season they make the holiday killers of the packaging and stuff. So, and then Easter they do the same thing. So I pretty much eat these all year round. Number 3 for me would be M&Ms. I like plain or peanut. So I'll eat, and I like to try some of the flavors that they have out there, but some of them not so much. But plain and peanuts are usually my favorites. So the M&Ms. And my number 2 choice is Snickers bar. I really like the Snickers. The Heath bar, Anthony? Yes, I do like Heath bars also. That would probably be like, if I did a top 10, I might have made it on there. Because I do like the toffee dipped in the chocolate. That's really good there. I know Mike likes, I can't think of them now, Sixlets. And because of Mike, I actually have a jar full of them on my desk at work. And every once in a while, I sit there and eat them also. So I think of you, Mike, every time I grab my Sixlets out of my jar. Kit Kats are good too. That would probably be, if I would have did a top 10, Kit Kats would have probably been on there also. Yes, that would be a good memory there, sharing or eating a Snickers bar after working together and everything like that. So I like the Snickers bars. And then I would say number 1 is the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups for me. I always enjoyed peanut butter cups. I live about 4 hours away from Hershey, Pennsylvania, when I was a kid, they actually made a lot of the candy in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Now I'm not sure what they make. They still have part of the actual factory there, but now and the town is still they have a they still have the zoo, the amusement park. They have a visitor center that has a pretend factory that you can go in. If Stacy Rogers was here, she could fill you in on that too, because she lives on that side of the state. And I know a few other people that have gone there and filmed and everything like that. So I've always, when you go to Hershey and buy the candy bars there, they're pretty much fresh. They do taste totally fresh. A lot of times they'll have cases of them for sale. A lot of times it's cheaper because they'll have two for, say, $30 or two. It just depends on what their sale is. And I usually end up a case of peanut butter cups and a case of Hershey bars, because my mom loves the Hershey bars. So we usually will do that. One of the candy companies that used to be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania was the Clark Bar. I don't know if I haven't seen the actual Clark bars around Pennsylvania, but one of my friends actually had this at their home when I was there the other day, and she was giving them out to us, and I said, she asked if anybody wanted to try it, and I said I wouldn't mind trying it because I really like the regular Clark bars, but this is a Clark peanut butter cups with Clark bar crunch in them. So it'll be interesting to see how see how they're made. But they used to make a Clark bars here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on the north side of Pittsburgh. So they're not the salted caramel, but I know Snickers bars has caramel, so does the Milky Ways. There's also the Carmelo bars by Cadbury. We also have another Pittsburgh, well, they're kind of a local candy company called Sarah's Candies. They do a great caramel melt away, and they do salted caramel melt away boxes of them, of the little pieces of salted caramel, chocolate salted caramel, and they're delicious. They do that at Christmas time. They have that, but they sell it all year round in their store. I do have an Easter video on my channel of being at Sarah's Candies. Okay, Mike Wheeler, thank you for joining. Have a great evening, and I'll probably chat with you later. But yeah, the Sarah's Candies, they're really good. There's some other local companies in the area too that sell some good candy. There's Boots and Jean and Boots candy, depending on where you live. So depending on where you live in this area in Western Pennsylvania, you may like one candy company over the other. I live close to where Sarah's is, but I've had other candies, so that's good. Welcome back, Kenzie Days. I'm just was telling them my top 5, and then I was showing a candy bar that is made locally here in Pittsburgh. They used to just have a regular Clark bar, which is kind of like a Butterfinger, but it was like a lighter peanut butter crunch type of thing. But this one, now they made it into a peanut butter cup, and it's actually made by Boyer Chocolates. They bought the company, but they remade it into their. And some of the candy that Boyer's has, I don't know if anybody's ever eaten Mallow cups, which is it's like a chocolate cup with marshmallow inside, and then they do a peanut butter one and a butterscotch flavor peanut butter Mallow cups, and I really enjoyed those. And I can remember as a kid you get a ton of Mallow cups too. So yeah, I like them, Lisa, and I actually I live about 2 hours, about a 2.5 hour drive from there, and we have gone to the Altoona area where that's located, and you can go to a store and they sell the mallow cups, and a lot of times I will buy the case of Misfit mallow cups, and you get a ton in there for like, I forget how much they are, but there's like a ton in there. I've gotten that, and then sometimes I'll just buy the different packs to get different flavors. But you can actually buy them there. They're fresher because they're right from the factory and everything like that. Ah, yes, Pam Sam. But you can use the mallow cup if you like s'mores too. That way you have your chocolate and the type of thing. Ah, anything with marshmallows there, yes. Well, Lisa, if I ever get out there, I will look for them and have to hook up with you and maybe mail them out to you for you. Because there are some times to that. Oh, I love Peeps, Pam. Sorry. That's probably one of my favorite Easter candies around, or Peeps, and even just around the other things. Yes, peppermint patties are good. They used to be York peppermint patty every time you watched a Peanut special. That was the thing. But yeah, Kenzie, the Peeps are my favorites. They sell them all year round now, so every once in a while I'll buy a pack, and sometimes they're different flavors and everything like that. Ah, okay. Yeah, in Ohio you can't find any there. But yeah, Lisa, if I see some or can get a hold of some, I'll contact you and I can mail them out to you and everything. So, on that, see what time it is. Yeah, the other thing coming up is we're going to play, not today, but another time. I've gotten this Disney Family Feud game, and one of these days we'll play the Disney Family Feud, where you can everybody can guess at the top 5 answers or the 10 answers or whatever the questions is. The other thing coming up also is I will talk about my Zimbabwe trip, but I have to see how the booklet will show on camera, so that way you could see some of the pictures. So that looks like that'll be great. Just like I do like to thank Dean from the Live Place. If you haven't already checked them out, it's at theliveplace.com. And Dean of Dreamers Empire, he hosts over 70 channels there, and if you're looking for family-friendly live streams, check out the Live Place. So I do thank Dean for that, and it'll tell you all where the stuff is. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you for joining the Mod Squad. I'm very happy about that. Thank you. But I just want to let you know, next up, I know at 7:30, Jim, More Sunshine, Please. He'll be coming on at 7:30. Hello, Rage, Grandpa, the Kid, 25. Thank you for joining. So Jim of More Sunshine, Please is on at 7:30. And then at 8 o'clock, I believe, Mouse Talk. And then A Disney Life for Me is usually on at 9 p.m. Yes. Go have fun. This our dreams. I'm going to be ending shortly, so don't worry about it if you need to get off. Jeff doesn't have to unless he wants to, because I'm only going to be on for a few more minutes and stuff. So that's pretty much it. Sometimes I may end up being remote instead of actually sitting here talking. It's harder in the evenings here because everything shuts down after a while. But I may try to find some different areas, or maybe as the Disney stores they do have Christmas things, but maybe one of the times I might just start my stream and I'll be at the Disney store or box lunch or even somewhere else that's fun that we have in the area. So that's pretty much it. And hopefully, when I do go to Disney, there'll be some spots till I learn where some of the dead spots are and stuff like that. I'll go live for certain things, and then once I get used to it, I'll show as much as I can. Yes, Orlando Parks River. Yes, Hershey Park for me is about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive, but I've been there. I know right after Thanksgiving, the Friday after Thanksgiving, we have a tradition. We go out the Kennywood holiday lights. So look for that. That'll be our, we'll go live from the Kennywood lights. So that, and I know Hershey does a holiday thing. We've never really gotten out there for that, to check that. So that'll be really good. Oh wow, that would be so awesome, Lisa. The Disney Villains After Hours is coming back for 24 more shows. That'll be great. I know my annual pass will expire at the end of June, so I have to start saving up to renew it. But that's where I hope to keep it going at least for a while there. So that'll be really nice. I do have at least a spring trip and possibly a summer trip before my annual pass expires. So that's good information to know, because we were going to do the villains Disney Villains After Hours when I was down in June, but it was kind of like our last night there. So, or it was actually the night before our last night, but we didn't want to really tire ourselves out, so we passed on it. But it looks like a really neat event, because I also do like the Mickey Scary Halloween parties. I know they're getting ready to wrap up, and Christmas will be starting on November 8th. So they're always fun. If I do recommend, if you ever get a chance to do any time, whether Halloween, like I said, they have the Mickey Scary Halloween parties at Halloween time. The only thing with Halloween at Disney, and I know they do some things at Disney Springs, it's more fall, and then they do have some other little events, decorations and stuff there, and some of the resorts try to do things, but it's mainly the Magic Kingdom. To me, when you go down for the Christmas season, Christmas is pretty much, it starts at the Magic Kingdom because they start the parties pretty early, and then all the resorts start getting decorated. They have the big gingerbread house that's located at the Grand Floridian, which I'm sure a lot of people have seen the different videos and pictures of. That's located at the Grand Floridian. I know they did like a little mock-up of a gingerbread house at the Contemporary where they were selling gingerbread, and then they do put different houses or different displays at each of the resorts, or they at least try to do a lot of them at the different resorts. I know the Yacht and Beach Club have different ones. There's a train, I believe, at the Yacht Club. The Beach Club had the carousel and stuff, and I know the Boardwalk also had something. So it's always fun to go around and look at all the different Christmas displays and the lights. Hello, Donna Anderson Fallen. Thank you for joining. But to me, and then of course with Epcot, they have Christmas Around the World. They'll also have their holiday food offerings like they did last year, and it's kind of like the Food and Wine Festival or the Flower and Garden. They have the different booths with holiday foods and offerings. So Christmas season down there, it's celebrated at all the parks in a way. They each have a tree. I know last year Hollywood Studios really decorated nice, and they did kind of like a light show around where the Tower of Terror was. They did Jingle Bam at the Chinese Theater, that show, and they are doing it this year. They also have a great dessert party that I had just read, and then of course they have the Very Merry Christmas Party at the Magic Kingdom. So it's all coming along. So and for some of you that don't get the snow, they do have snow on Main Street, USA during those parties. So that's pretty much it. I do love the Christmas season down there. I haven't been down there in a while. The last time I was there for the holiday season was the last year of the Osborne Lights. And that was actually kind of a hiatus there because I didn't get to go back for a few years because of health reasons and stuff like that. But now it's like that hunger's there and I'm able to go without having worrying about too much of those problems. So I'll be going there. Oh wow, Kenzie, that'll be great. Yeah, I'm sure that first party will be the Christmas party. That first one, I know it's sold out already, but I'm sure they're going to be pretty busy. And I don't know for sure if they'll do the party pass again, but rumor has it that they probably are going to release that party pass. I don't know what other people feel about that or not. I think it's a good thing. I mean, if I lived there, I definitely would probably be buying the party passes to go there because it'd be nice just to pop in even for 2 hours and eat some cookies or even with the trick-or-treating with the Halloween parties. So, and I know, but the other drawback is it has made it a lot more crowded. Oh, yes. Yeah, Kenzie. I got to do the one Halloween party when I had gone down. It was like the second one that they offered this year. And I was hoping to go back at the end of August. But I was planning on going the one Friday. But then that ended up being the day of the Beverly Challenge. And then I was going to, had I stayed all the way through till Tuesday or Wednesday, but with the hurricane coming, I was going to go to the Monday night one also. So in fact, when I was down there for my first one, I had thought about getting the Halloween party pass because I figured I was going to be there for a few of the parties, and I thought, hey, that would be worth it because that pass was worth after I would say 2.5 parties, but actually after 3 parties, it pretty much paid for itself. So like the third party, half of it was already paid for itself. So, and I know some of the people that have gone to almost every party that they were able to do. So they're actually wrapping up there. But so that was pretty much it for the stream. I do thank everyone for joining. And please remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Also, if you're watching the replay, please leave a comment. That way I know if you watched it or that, and just look for and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I do thank everyone for joining. Like I said, I have some different ideas. Some things will be local. Sometimes I may have surprise types of things. I know, it's hard to when you do a surprise thing. So if you come on, thank you. If not, hopefully you watch the replay. Thank you, Kenzie. I do appreciate it. I do thank everyone for coming on. I hope everyone enjoys their Halloween if you are in the United States. I'm not sure if other countries celebrate it or not. But it was, it's always, thank you. And it actually glows in the dark. I don't know if I was in the light enough, but I could show you if I turned it off, if you could see it or not, but it kind of glows in the dark. But I don't think I had enough light exposure. So yes. Thank you, Donaldson. Pam Spam. Yeah, I wasn't sure, and I know I've seen some, but then it kind of makes sense because I know some of the folklore are in some of the Eastern European countries, so that would be type of thing. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa. I hope things will go well for you. But yes, I'm sorry to hear that. And I'll keep you in my prayers and everything like that too, because whatever is going on and personally, it's never easy, whether that. So, but I do thank you for joining. I do thank everyone for joining. It's much appreciated. And have a great evening. And I usually end my streams of Let the Adventures Begin. So I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Take care. Oh, okay, Lisa. Yeah, sorry to hear that. I will keep you in my prayers. And it's never easy when a parent passes away or anyone that's you're close to that passes away. And a lot of times when it is your parent, it doesn't make it any easier. But yes. Oh wow. My key wouldn't work. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Lisa. Okay, everyone. Take care of yourselves and let the adventures begin. Have a great week. Bye, everyone.